MAGA down front for a second. As Trump and Elon Musk cut your Medicaid, your Social Security benefits, your veterans benefits, and all the other programs and SNAPs and all that, as he's cutting that and taking it away from you, the ones who put him in there, the ones who run around to his rally, the ones who are constantly worshiping him and bowing down to him and agreeing with everything he does. When he takes all that from you guys, that is already in the making, they're already in the Senate, in the Congress, voting on that budget to cut your Medicaid, cut that $800 and something billion dollars off of your Medicaid. Guess who's getting all those benefits? Guess. You know those white Africans, South Africans over there? They claim being treated badly. Well, he's bringing all them over here. As a matter of fact, they're here. I think they got here yesterday. He's bringing them white South Africans over here, and he's bringing them under the refugee status, which means guess who's going to be getting your SNAP? Guess who's going to be getting your Social Security? And guess who's going to be getting your Medicaid benefits? You know, all those programs that y'all hate that people like the Venezuelans were getting, you know, housing and SNAP and Social Security and Medicaid. Well, those South Africans are getting it. You won't get it anymore.
The number one is about the white South Africans that they brought over that are refugees, that are not refugees. These are actually racist South Africans, white South Africans that believe in apartheid. Why are they bringing them over here? To fast track them to citizenship, to bring more over here, to bring in a more conservative voter base to retain power. That's one thing, one reason why they brought them over here. They brought them over here for a second reason, and that is because Hispanic people are not leaving in fast enough numbers. And they are doing to you what they're trying to do to Black people with, like, removing the museum and DEI and all this other stuff. They want you, Hispanic people, to protest and storm the streets. They want all brown people to storm the streets to make it easier to kidnap you and boot you out. So do not fall for it. It is rage bait. It is rage bait for the Hispanic community. It's a little bit rage bait for the Black community, but they know we really don't give a. It's really mostly for the Hispanic population. They want you all out there, the Latino population. They want you all out there. They want to see you get mad. They want to see you in the news. They want to find you, and they want to boot you out, regardless if you're a citizen or not. So that's number one. Number two is the cuts to Medicaid. How likely will this go through? I think a high chance it's going to go through reconciliation and it will be cut. How are these two tied together? Racism, white supremacy. They want to retain and hold power.
So this post is specifically for the people of color, Black and brown, who are Trump supporters. Yesterday, he imported 49 white Afrikaners, giving them express refugee status, protective immigration status in America, under the fake claim that they are undergoing a genocide in South Africa. That's a lie. White Afrikaners still control the majority of the land in South Africa, and they still have retained the majority of the wealth. Americans, our tax dollars, funded their flight. They're going to receive housing on your dime. They're going to receive clothing. They're going to receive food, everything they need to sustain life in America. All while he's deporting brown and Black people who have also gone through the immigration process, who have green cards, who are here legally. Don't y'all know this man is a Klansman, and he is showing you today.
Shame on the United States. Shame. Shame on Donald Trump and his whole administration. So check this out, y'all. White South Africans granted refugee status by the Trump administration. Now let that sink in. Look at these people. These people are the descendants of the colonizers and the apartheid rulers in South Africa. So the government over there is using their constitution to help give land back to the native Africans. They're buying land from South Africans who own 70% of all the land. These Afrikaners, these poor farmers, they just, for whatever reason, can't make money in South Africa. They haven't been on their job. You notice there ain't no millionaires and billionaires Afrikaners coming to the United States as refugees. It's the poors. And I'm talking to you white Americans, especially the ones who are in the lower class or poor. This really affects you. These Afrikaners are about to come over here, get free housing, free medical, they're going to get jobs, they're going to get education, and meanwhile, a lot of you are going to continue to live in rural areas, in your trailers, in your apartments, and you're going to lose your jobs because of Doge. These guys are here to get all the resources. America, that's a shame, y'all.
After witnessing the way that the Trump administration has made an entire spectacle of how they have decided to welcome this group of South African refugees, the Afrikaans, if you are still pro-Trump, and you're trying to convince me and any other person of color that you are pro-Trump while simultaneously not being a racist, you're a fucking liar. And one thing that I cannot stand is somebody who's going to lie in my face because you're insulting my intelligence. You actually think that I'm stupid enough to believe whatever it is that you want to feed me. I can't get over how our government made an entire spectacle of receiving this group of white foreigners. I can't get over it. I can't get over the fact that it was our tax-paying dollars, both documented and undocumented, because even if you're not documented, you're still putting money into the economy. You're still paying taxes for items that you purchase. It's our tax-paying dollars that help set up this whole spectacle of receiving these white foreigners. I'm not going to call them refugees, because how are you going to be a refugee when you were the oppressor in South Africa? You were the oppressor in South Africa. While being the minority, you and your race owned 70% of their land. But you want to come over here and call yourself a refugee? Nah. So the fact that these white foreigners are coming in, right? They were met with press. They might as well have rolled out the fucking red carpet for them. We had our actual government officials taking time out of their busy day with the state that America is in today. They decided that it was more important to welcome this group of white foreigners. And the problem is, this would not happen if it was any other group of people, and you know that. You know that. If it was any other race, you think they would be getting the type of welcome? The welcome committee, the welcome party? You think that they would have been welcomed with open arms this way? No.
If you're wondering where all these South Africans are going to go, don't worry. They already had a plan in place. And it was called Acre Trader. That's right. They already took the farmland from farmers who were failing. As a matter of fact, they have about 40,000 acres of farmland that they took from American farmers because they wouldn't give them subsidies. Acre Trader is an American real estate investment company that specializes in farmland. It says here that the company aims to increase investor access to real estate assets and provides capitals to farmers and growers to expand their business. But what they failed to leave out here is that the first investor into Acre Trader was none other than J.D. Vance. You know J.D. Vance, the one who's in charge of the White House with the president who is cutting all the subsidies to the farmers? Yeah, that J.D. Vance. And what they also failed to mention is the fact that the people who were investing, yeah, they were South Africaners. And guess who just came to America to go on these farms? That's right. You guessed it. Are you sick of it yet? Are you sick of it yet? $880 billion being pulled from Medicaid so they can fund tax money going to the rich. Your farmland being taken away from American farmers and being given to South African refugees. Minimum wage is $7.25 hasn't been raised since 2009. You can't afford health care. You can't afford your car insurance. You're probably not going to be able to buy a home anytime soon. And grocery prices are through the roof. And guess who's going to own your food now?
Y'all, don't worry about these white South Africans coming here. They about to be the new help. You heard me. They are about to be the new help. They got rid of all the people tending the land. All the immigrants that were tending the land are gone. So what they about to do, replace them with the white South African workers. Y'all gonna be working to feed black folks. As y'all should.